Hey guys, this is P1. She finished her first semester of nursing.
Yes.
3.42.
Yes.
Only 7 more semesters to go. Are you happy?
Yeah, happy.
When does the next semester begin? Semester 2 begin?
Ready to start.
When do you go back to school?
Yes.
When?
Evening.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, you go back to school today, okay.
Tomorrow I study.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Thank you so much.
This is P1, one of the DOR nursing students. This is her classmate, Fan, and she's also a nursing student. And we're just hanging out at this Monday event here in Chiang Mai, and we're having a good time. found it. is you? Oh, we must be lined up at the main runway at Chiang Mai Airport. Anyway, we found a good price on the elephant pants. They're only 80 baht. That's less than 3 US. So Dow is looking at them, and we may pick up a whole bunch for some of the older girls.
trở lại phải tay chưa còn đông mà nhở thế chất của máy đó là ok của máy thoải mái có thì của máy trang trí nhau một
Bye bye.
เก็บขยะด้วยนะลงมาข้างล่างไปส่งอาจารย์
Okay, guys, this is Dormom G. I just call her Mama G. And she's quite happy because we picked up a Dorling Kindersley book about the body in Thai. So the girls can flip through this and see all the nice, pretty, colorful pictures. It's all in Thai. And this is to kind of motivate them a little bit to think about medicine, becoming a nurse like P1 is doing. P1's in her second semester. We also want the girls to think about engineering, computers, IT. So this is basically algebra and a little more advanced algebra, so the girls who are 12 to 14 can start working on that. They don't have to master it yet, just get familiar with it. And Dow, one of the caregivers here, she has a BS in math, so she can help them with that. Then we have the dry erase board, so they can work on that. We got the circuit tester, because all the sockets here, most of them are screwed up. And then we have the battery box. So if you come over here and say, where's the batteries? They're all in the battery box. They're not spread out all over the place. They're in one place where they're safe and where you can find them. Yeah, so just small things that add up. And we could put out nurses, doctors, and engineers as our planet heads towards 12 billion souls. But G is with the girls 24/7, 365. She stays over there in the girls' dorm with them. How old are you, G? What's your age?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, you're fine, thank you. Okay, I don't speak Thai and she didn't speak English. So we communicate with hand signals. Right now she's saying hello. Okay guys, in the ant room over there, we set up a bunch of computers a while back, but we were getting shocked every time you touch the computer chassis, the end of the USB jack, beep, 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 because something is not wired correctly. So we looked all over town today to find this electrical socket tester, which works with the Thai outlets. And the one unit over here, the one receptacle here, this bank is not wired correctly. We're having one red, two off, which means the ground is missing. And this is all wired together. We checked all four of these. It's all the same. But we do have one good one in here. Let me show you what a good one looks like. They lock us back in. The girls locked us out because that's the chicken pox room right now. Okay, we're going to show you a good one. Thanks, girls. One quick check. This one is wired correctly. You should have two red, the third one out, a green background. The wiring is correct. So right now the girls are in chickenpox mode. Show the chickenpox girls. These are the chickenpox girls. And I already had chickenpox, so I'm immune from getting it. And the gals cleaned the room. That's why the computers are turned off right now. But we know we can connect them to this side and they won't get shocked. But we checked those outlets. And again, missing the ground. No good. Go back to sleep, girls. Get healthy so you can go to school, become nurses, doctors, and engineers. Okay. And, but again, over here, missing the ground. That's why we're getting shocked. There are 3 wires in most residential housing globally. You have the hot, you have the neutral, and the ground. The hot, the neutral, and the ground. Without the ground, if there's any stray currents or stray voltages, you're going to be getting bzz, bzz, because that stray current is going to go through you. We don't like that because it hurts. And in a worst case scenario, it could stop your heart. So we need to get the electrician out here, find out why the ground is not connected. Did they even run the ground through the conduit? We're going to find that out too. Okay, guys.
ไม่ไปเหรอ
Almost called it P1. You're not one, Eliseon. Dow, Mama Dow is now the official electrical socket checker. So I'm commissioning you to your new duties. You will check all the electrical outlets. You will call the electrician. And after he corrects each socket, you will double check his work and make sure it's done. Something, when this place was built, the electrician should have done himself. And obviously he didn't, or he did and he didn't care to correct his sloppy work. Electrical safety is important. So a lot of the outlets are missing the ground. I have a feeling they didn't even run the ground wire. We'll find out when they open that box. If it's not there, they're going to have to run a ground wire through that conduit, or rip out the conduit, put in a new conduit with 3 proper wires, properly wired back to the circuit breaker box. 3 or 4 of the outlets are wired correctly. One actually had the hot and the neutral reversed. So they'll call an electrician, they'll get all that fixed. That's going to take a little bit of money, so if you guys want to help, send it to Daughters of Ruth through the Adventure Church website, Daughters of Ruth in the drop-down. That'll help pay for it. It shouldn't be a lot. I know anytime I bring up something that needs to be corrected, it's going to cost money, and everybody's like, oh my God, we're out of money. But it's electrical safety. We don't need the place burning down. We don't need kids getting shocked. We don't need somebody's heart stopping. Our heart's supposed to do this. If we hear this, absence of a heartbeat because of electrical issues, that's no good. So we need to correct those. There you go. Bye. Well, yesterday the kids were eating their Lay's potato chips. They had their little bags of Lay's. They were chopping them away, and all in Thai packaging. When I buy my Lay's potato chips in Malaysia, 1,200 miles to the south, all the way at the end, you go down the Thai Peninsula, keep going, that's Malaysia, all the way to the end, that's where we stay. Well, we buy our chips and their Lay's, and where are they packed? Where are they processed and packed? They're processed and packed right here in Chiang Mai. That's where Lay's has their big factory. Why? Before 1960, there were no potatoes grown in Thailand. Nobody believed at the time that potatoes would grow in a hot tropical environment. Well, it's not hot and tropical everywhere. It's tropical, but it's not hot everywhere. In the highlands, it's very cool, where the Hmong live, up above 1,000 meters, or above 3,000 feet. And they started growing potatoes up in the highlands in the 1960s. So today, Thailand produces 70 to 75% of their potato needs. Most are sent to places like the Lay's factory, where they're turned into potato chips, packed, and shipped about the region. Down south in Malaysia, they don't grow potatoes. They grow ubi kentang, which is sweet potatoes. They could grow potatoes, just no one's bothered to. The potatoes that are grown here, they use some machinery, but when they bring them up, the machinery digs them up, but then they're collected by hand. So that's very low pay. In Indonesia, they plant the potatoes by hand and they harvest them by hand. There's almost no machinery involved compared to the States, like in Idaho, where you have all the machining, and probably one Idaho potato farmer does the work of 50,000 Indonesian potato farmers, and maybe 2 to 5,000 Thai potato farmers. So if you grow potatoes here, it's going to be a very low margin business. It's not efficient. Not until they get more machinery involved. more automation, things like that. Which means, what will the kids of these farmers do other than be tempted to grow opium? Well, they need to go to school because there's demand for engineers. There's demand for nurses. There's demand to run the Lay's potato chip factory. By the way, I got my job with Halliburton because of Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay hires a lot of engineers. Back in the 80s, they were hiring lots of engineers from both Rolla and Mizzou, where I went to school. And the semester before I graduated, the Halliburton recruiter was at Rolla, and he couldn't get too many engineers to talk to him. So he went out to lunch with the Frito-Lay recruiters, and he says, "Man, I just can't get these engineers here at Rolla to talk to me. None of them want to do oil field services." And they suggested to him, "You should try Mizzou. We get some of our best engineers from there." So next semester, he showed up on campus. I met him at a job fair and gave him my CV, what we call a resume in the States. And when they came to campus, I was one of the 10 who got interviewed and was one of the 2 who had the job offer, and I worked for them for 27 years. And these kids can do the same thing. If they get the right degrees, the companies will come to them. Will come to their schools and interview them and offer them positions. They won't have to be knocking on their door begging for work. They'll have far better lives. And they won't wind up in prison like so many of their parents have. Prison sentences are very harsh here, 25 to life. There's also executions. And if you are sent for execution here, they will weld chains to your ankles. They don't take them off until sentence has been executed. Other narcotics offenders will be in the prison with chains on their ankles for 1 to 3 months, then removed. But you don't want to be in prison for 25 years anywhere. So don't traffic in opium. Don't use it. Have nothing to do with it. This stuff is bad. China had a problem with it a long time ago. This is why China today executes pretty much all narcotics traffickers. In China, they also execute everyone who commits a murder, everyone without excuse. There are some things the Chinese do right that we can learn from.
ในการลงมือที่ดีมากที่ไม่เคยจัดกิจกรรมอย่างนี้เลยที่อาจจะเป็นตอนเด็กๆที่เคยไปบ้าง
Okay, guys, this is Ice from Rajabat University. He's a marketing major. His parents named him Ice because they were inspired by the Top Gun movie where Val Kilmer was Iceman. You know Iceman from Top Gun?
Top Gun is a movie?
Top Gun. It's a movie about fighter pilots and fighter jets, and they had Iceman.
I know it.
Yeah, it's Val Kilmer. See, your parents named after Val Kilmer. Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Come back. Come back
Yes, sure.
as often as you can.
Yes, sir.
These other gals, also from Rajabat University, all came to work with the kids today. Very nice of them. Yes. We want all our girls to go to university one day.
Yeah. Cool.
Nursing, engineering, accounting, marketing, law, medicine, IT, education.
มาอยู่ที่พี่อันนาเร็วๆมาเอานี่
This home, Daughters of Ruth, was established in the year of our Lord, 2007. I first came to visit 1 year later in 2008. They weren't out here at this property, which has a fish pond in the back. They grow roselle and things like that. They used to have cows and pigs and goats, but that was causing smelly issues with the neighbors. They do have a rice paddy nearby where they grow their own rice. Now, why does the home exist? Well, house dad is Boonlard. He is a Hmong. He is one of the Hmong among us. He's Hmong tribe. He also functions as a Thai prison chaplain. And in the Thai prisons, there are many people. There's a fair amount of Hmongs in the prison. Why are they in the prison? Well, up in the highlands, when money's just not there, and somebody convinces you that there's a cash crop that can bring you a lot of money called opium, they get very foolish and they take a great risk. And when they are caught, if they are not shot to death, if they try to run during a raid, and we've had girls here with the dads who were shot to death, the sentence is 25 to life, and they will serve that 25 years minimum. That's how the girls wind up here, most of them. And some of these girls are going to be late 30s, early 40s before dad's out of prison. So this is the source end of opioids, which is used to make morphine. It's a controlled substance. The problem is it gets out of control. It gets loose. And if you go to American cities today like LA, San Francisco, New York, I'm gonna pick any major city, and you see the opium tents of Americans who just are so addicted to these opioids, they would rather just waste away and die on the sidewalk. It's a powerful demon. It destroys so many. It's destroyed the families and villages of these girls, but here they're rescued, and we have P1 in nursing college. So we're telling the other kids, you don't have to go back to the village and live an impoverished life. You don't have to have this temptation to traffic in opium. We have much better things for you, which will bring far more money than you could ever make from growing that crap up in the jungle. You'll make far more as an engineer, bringing oil and gas from the bowels of the earth. That's what I did. You'll make far more money as a nurse. Thailand has some of the best hospitals in the world. Kings and sultans come here for their medical care because of the Thai reputation. And if our girls will do that, they'll be good to go for life. They can also work abroad if they learn the language of the countries that they want to work in. Same with the engineers, the IT staff as well. They'll make far more money than they would have ever made trafficking in contraband. It's a much better life. So here we are at the source end, getting the kids away from these things as their parents got caught. And that's what we offer them. It takes effort. Takes a little bit of money, but university tuition here is far less than the States. For P1, it's about $1,000 a semester, and that includes her dorm. The campus is only 2 miles from here. It's a good school, MJU, Majo University. And she'll have a good life, and the other girls are seeing that. We just bought some Dorling Kindersley physiology and anatomy book that's in Thai that the girls can look at. We got some algebra books so the older kids can start thinking about math, computers, engineering, accounting, IT. Thailand has a lot of factories. A lot of electronics are made here. I invest in Thailand. I invest in an EFT, an ETF, exchange traded fund. Ticker symbol is THD, and as I go around Thailand every time I'm here, I recognize the names because these are the names of the companies in that ETF. I buy in tranches, and it's down right now. It's down because of post-COVID, the economy is not strong here, so the ETF is down. It's a good time to pick up tranches. As they go up, I sell them back, and it helps to pay for the needs of girls like P1 and the other kids here. I'm happy with what I see. But we need to step it up. By the time P1 is my age, I'm 60, P1's only 18, 42 years from now, the Earth will have 12 billion in population. There's 8 billion now. So the planet's going to grow in population by 50%. That's a lot of people to feed. We're going to need a lot more engineers to drive efficiencies, improvements, and processes, because we're going to have 4 billion more souls to feed than we currently have today. Between now and then, half the current population of the Earth will die off. Another 8 billion will be born. It's going to be a much younger world, and countries like Indonesia today, half the country is under the age of 29. So I'm very old when I go to Indonesia. So all these countries, a lot of work coming here, a lot of factories, a lot of foreign investment, and if the kids get the right degrees, engineering, nursing, they become physicians, dentists, they'll have employment for life. They won't be tempted to go into contraband. You know, here in Thailand, there's a lot of women who sell themselves, and getting the right degrees keeps them out of that environment. It's much better for them. So come on board. Come for a visit. Chiang Mai is up in the highlands. Myanmar is just off that way. The airport's over here. When you see the planes take off to the north, almost all of them turn to the south. Because up north of here, you can fly to Chiang Rai. And past that is Myanmar, which is a very poor country with a lot of problems. And then after that is China. I do see a lot of Chinese tourists here. I hear them speaking Chinese. I see a lot of Japanese tourists here and a lot of white tourists. But when we went to the Hmong event yesterday, I was the only foreigner there. Because it's pretty much just the Hmong and their close friends. Cat.
มาตะกี้เอาแบบจริงๆเลยนี่เด็กมาขอเริ่มก่อน1 2 3แอบบอกไม่เนี่ยมันจะแอบเนี่ยแอบอยู่ตรงนี้ก็ได้แต่ถ้าเนี่ยลงไปเนี่ยก็ต้องหมุนให้เร็วๆให้แม่
อ๋อจ้ะมันใหม่จ้ะสาลี่
Okay, now where are we? At the post office. Doot, 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 doot. See, this one's okay. So we're gonna mix and match here. Some are wired correctly. Many are missing the ground wire. And one had the hot and the neutral reversed. Oh boy. They probably should have cleared that little tree out of the way first. That's not good. Cleared it. Hoist down. Okay guys, hiding behind Dow is Aso. Hiding behind Aso is the septic tank for the dorm. That's where everything goes. Because we're kind of out in the country, even though we're right on the edge of town, but it's still, these are like country folk. Okay guys, on the way to the airport, we're stocking up at Mr. DIY. Chinese New Year coming up. So everybody's dressed in festive dress. So the home could always use stuff like tumblers, hangers. We'll put some piggy banks in there. Microfiber cloths for the computer monitors. Mops, whiteboards, markers. Many, many things. The home always has needs. She does the Thai cha-cha. She says Sawadi Kaka. Quick stop at Mr. DIY and Lotus on the way to the airport. I think we got enough stocked up for now. Just make the kids do their math, man. Say math, man. Math, man. Because very few things in life are free. And by the way, that's your Thai word for today. How do you say free? You know, like free meaning free. In Thai, it's pronounced free. Free. Nothing is free. We have to work for it.
ประตูสามค่ะเป็นประตูการผู้บริการค่ะ